Over the past few years, no other air weapon has come on like the pre-charge system. A branch of airgun sport called field target shooting has caused an upsurge in technology, most of which has been directed toward the perfection of the pre-charged air rifle. These rifles get their power from an injection of compressed air, usually from a diver's scuba tank, which is stored in a reservoir beneath the barrel. With a full charge, rifles of this type will produce anything between 50 and 150 shots, with a consistency unmatched by those that use them. This time, the animation begins with the charging procedure we've just seen, the rifle in our illustration having been shortened to allow a close look at what is going on. The charging hose is connected and compressed air flows through the inlet valve to the reservoir. After the charging hose is disconnected, we see the cocking bolt rotate to engage the internal hammer. Putting back on the bolt cocks the firing mechanism. The pellet is loaded and seated in the barrel by returning and locking the bolt. The trigger can now release the hammer, which flies forward and strikes the valve stem, releasing a calibrated volume of air to propel the pellet. The firing cycle is certainly worth studying again. Although it shows only the basic principle, it may help remove some of the mystery surrounding the way pre-charged airguns work. With only a tiny hammer moving around inside it, it's easy to see why these guns are so mild-mannered. Unlike spring piston and gas ram guns, the firing cycle of a pre-charged air weapon is free from felt recoil. Recoilless is actually a working term. If you really go into it, you can feel a tiny kick on discharge, although it's more like a nudge. I could sit almost anyone down with my pre-charged rifle, and after 10 minutes, they would be hitting 2-inch discs 50 yards downrange. This sort of mini miracle goes on all day at public coaching sessions and highlights the reason behind the incredible success of these weapons. But why are they so easy to shoot? Simply because you don't have to put so much into the shot. By getting rid of the recoil, you have removed the need to handle the rifle so consistently. What doesn't move can't move away from the point of aim, unless you move it. The pre-charged air weapon allows you to point, hold, and release the trigger. Hold on, it's not all good news. Pre-charged air weapons are expensive. They require bottle feeding, and they react very badly to the sort of malpractice handed out by novice airgunners. They are becoming cheaper at the moment, so the financial burden may not be overpowering. However, there is one aspect of pre-charged ownership that is non-negotiable. We are talking serious safety here. Tamper with a recoiling air weapon and you're likely to wreck it. Tamper with a pre-charged air weapon and it's very likely to wreck you. Safety precautions are simple but non-negotiable. A pre-charged air cylinder pumped up to 3,000 psi contains 30% more explosive power than a fair-sized block of TNT. Morons can always find ways of making life hazardous. Don't be one of them. These systems are entirely safe. Thousands of them are used daily throughout the world, and very, very few incidents of any sort of danger have been recorded. This system is a recipe for very quick success, but go for it only if you can handle the entire system. If you can, stand by for some brilliant results.